Hi guys, it is Wednesday of week 7 and today we are going to be on page 305 to 306, general review. So go ahead and get there while I get my screen up, and you'll need a pencil today. And we're doing a general review just to kind of go over what we've already done. Yesterday we talked about negative numbers, and if it's to the left of 0 or past 0 in the left way or the negative, then it's a negative number. If it is to the right of a 0, then it is a positive number. Good. So let's look. We're just going to be doing a review. Let me see if we have some negative reads in here. No, we don't. So that's okay. Let's go ahead and we'll just do these together. We're going to be on number 4. So number 4A, it says find the perimeters. We're looking for perimeter, which means the distance around. So for number 4A, we have a rectangle. We're going to draw that rectangle, and we're going to label the rectangle. Now, it's not very big, but that's okay. We're going to label it. Our length is 7 feet, and our width is 5 feet. Now, what is the formula for the perimeter of a rectangle? P equals 2L plus 2W. Let's plug in. P equals 2 times 7, because that's our length, plus 2 times 5, because that's our width. So P equals 2 times 7 is 14, plus 2 times 5, which is 10. 14 plus 10 equals 24. 24 what? 24 feet, because that is the unit of measurement that we have been working with. Okay, let's move on to B, which is a square. So the first thing I'm going to do is draw a square. Okay, so here's my square, and my side is 6.3 yards. Okay, so what is the formula for the perimeter of a square? Remember, perimeter just means distance around. Good. Perimeter equals 4S, or 4 times one side, because all of the sides are the same length. Perimeter equals 4 times 6.3, and then we're just going to multiply. 6.3 times 4 to 1. 6 times 4 is 24, plus 1 is 25, and our decimal point. So perimeter equals 25.2 yards. Awesome. Let's move on to our parallelogram, letter C. Now we've got a parallelogram going on here, and the length of the parallelogram is 2.5 yards, and the width of our parallelogram is 1 3/4 yards. Remember, a parallelogram is in essence the same as a rectangle when it comes in regards to perimeter. So we use the same formula. Perimeter equals 2L plus 2W. Perimeter equals 2 times, I'm going to change to decimals, 2.5, 2.5, plus 2 times 1 3/4, which is 1.75. Good, and then we're going to multiply. 2.5 times 2, 0, 1, 5. So perimeter equals 5 plus, and then 1.75 times 2. 5 times 2 is 10. Carry my 1. 7 times 2 is 14, plus 1 is 15. Carry the 1, and 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. Then we got to put our decimal, 3.5. Perimeter equals 8.5 yards. Remember, perimeter is just the distance around. And I'm sure you guys are so good at all of these because we've been doing this for a good majority of the year. Since January, at least, we've been working on these. So you guys are doing so amazingly well. Now for number 5, we're going to be finding the areas. And area is a little different in the fact that with area, our answers need to be in what? Square units. Whatever we have, it has to be square. Area just means the distance inside of something. If perimeter means the distance around, area means the distance inside, or the amount of space taken up inside of a shape. So on 5A, we have a circle, and the radius The radius is 3 yards. If I'm given a radius, what is the formula for the area of a circle? Area equals pi r squared. Area equals, what's pi? 3.14 times 3, because that's our radius, squared. What is 3 squared? It is 9. Good. So area equals 3.14 times 9. Okay, work it out. I'm going to be quiet and work it out, and you work it out, and we'll see if we get the same answer. I bet some of you guys are already finished. Area equals 28.26 square yards. You got to put that square in there because that indicates that it's area. Okay. Letter B. We have a square again. And our square has a 9.2 foot side. What's the formula for the area of a square? Area equals S squared, or area in this case equals 9.2 squared. Is that 9.2 times 9.2 or 9.2 times 2? It's 9.2 times 9.2. So I'm going to work it out and you work it out. And we'll see if we get the same answer. Area equals 84.64 square feet. Is that what you got? I hope so. Let's keep moving on. Okay, triangle and rectangle. So if I have a triangle and my height is 8 feet and my base is 9 feet, what is the formula for the area of a triangle? Area equals 1/2 times base times height. Area equals 1/2 times 9 times 8. Now I feel like it's easier to do half of 8 and then times that by 9. So what is half of 8? Half of 8 is 4. And 4 times 9 is 36. So area equals 36 square feet. Now you could have done 9 times 8, which is 72, and took half of that, which is also 36. Same answer. Okay, one last one in this section. We have the area of a rectangle. And this rectangle has a length of 17.2 yards and a width of 6.8 yards. Area equals, what about for rectangle? Length times width. Area equals 17.2 times 6.8. Okay, press pause, multiply that out, and come back for the answer. Okay, area should be 116.96 square yards. Let's move on. It says find the circumferences. Circumference is what kind of shape? It's a circle. So we know that we're going to be dealing with some circles here. This circle has a diameter of 4 feet. This circle has a radius of 6.5 yards. And this circle has a diameter of 1.7 feet. Now, when we're finding circumference, there are two formulas we can use. Area equals pi, or 2 pi r, or 2 times pi times radius, or area equals pi times diameter. I would like you to press pause, and I would like you to work out these problems and then come back for the answers and check your answers with mine. Okay, so on 6A, 12.56 feet is your circumference. 6B, circumference equals 40.82 yards, and 6C, circumference equals 5.34 feet. Now, if you need to, press pause and look at the work that I've done and see where your mistake is if you made one. Okay, solve for X. I love these. These are our kind of our detective work, right? We have to work these out to figure out what that X is. So on 7a, if I have x minus 6 equals 5, how do I get that x by itself? What's the opposite of minusing 6? Good, I'm adding 6. So I'm going to add 6 to both sides of my equation, and I get x equals 11. Now let's check. If we're going to plug x in here, 11 minus 6 equals 5. Does 5 equal 5? Or does 11 minus 6 equal 5? It does, so we're done with that one. How about letter B? Well, think about this, guys. I want you to think smart about this. Does 3 go into 9 evenly if we look at the top right here? Does 3 go into 9 evenly? It sure does. 3 times what is 9? Times 3. Oops. But I want to think about this. Now, x times 3 is 25. Is there any number times 3 that could equal 25? No, there's not. So there's another way that we can work this out. Can you think of it? If you say cross multiplication, give yourself a round of applause because that's what we need to do. So when we cross multiply, we're going to multiply this part first. 9 times x is 9x. Any number times a variable is just that number next to the variable, which means multiplication. And then 25 times 3 is 75. Now we can solve for x. What's the opposite of multiplying by 9? Dividing by 9. So we're going to divide by 9, and x equals 9 goes into 7. Can't do it. 9 goes into 75. Well, 9 times 9 is 81, and 9 times 8 is 72. So 72, 82 would work. 8 would work. 75 minus 72 is 3. So I have 8 and 3/9. Now, can I leave it 8 and 3/9? No, I have to further reduce, right? So we get 8 and, what is 3/9 reduced to? 1/3. Awesome job. Okay. Ooh, look at 7. 7x equals square root of 49. First of all, let's figure out what the square root of 49 is. What number times itself gives us 49? 7. Good. So we have 7x equals 7. How do we solve for x? What's the opposite of multiplying by 7? Divide. So let's divide by 7. And we get x equals 1. Good job, guys. You're so good at this. You're getting so much better at this. How about letter D? I have 4x minus 3 equals 13. What's the opposite of subtracting 3? Adding 3. So we're going to add 3 to both sides of our equation because that's our first step here. And we get 4x equals 16. Now how do we solve for x? Just like in those other two problems. We divide by 4. And we get x equals 4. Good job. You guys are getting so good at this. I can just see how amazing you're doing. Okay, so we are not going to do that or that. Okay. Let's go ahead and look at A and B of 10. We'll do that, and then I'll assign your assignment for tonight. When we are converting from Celsius to Fahrenheit, do we use the F formula or the C formula? The F formula. And the F formula, or the Fahrenheit formula, is F equals 9/5 times C, or 9/5 C, plus 32. And we need to plug in C, or 50 degrees, for C. F equals 9/5 times 50 over 1, because we make our whole number over 1, plus 32. F equals, 5 and 50 share a common factor. So what's 9 times 10? 90. 90 plus 32. And then I like to come over here and add, so I don't make a silly mistake. Fahrenheit equals, or F equals 122 degrees Fahrenheit. It's getting easier, right? They're getting easier? I hope so. From what I can see, when I meet with you guys, I can totally tell they're getting easier. Okay, now we have 42 degrees Fahrenheit equals how many degrees Celsius? So we're going to move now to the Celsius. So Celsius equals 5/9 times F minus 32. And in this case, we're going to plug in 42 for the letter F. Celsius equals 5/9 times 42 minus 32. What is 42 minus 32? 10. So Celsius equals 5/9 times 10 over 1. Now, do 9 and 10 share a common factor? No, they don't. So we just multiply across. 50 divided by 9. And then we do the division. 9 goes into 50, well, 9 times 6 is 54. So it's got to be 5. 9 times 5 is 45. And subtract, and we get 5/9. Now, Celsius equals 5 point what? 555, because remember, any number over 9, it's just the numerator repeating. So we have 5.5 rounds to how many degrees? 6 degrees Celsius. Okay, guys. So your homework tonight, or not your homework, your classwork assignment tonight is going to be this. We are going to go to page 339. And if you look at the top of the page, I would like you to do 2 through 12 even, which means you're going to do 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12. It is percentages, so it's of. It's the first one is 54% of 906. So if we have 54% of 906, we change our percent to a decimal and multiply. So we'll do 906 times 0.54. Okay, guys, you have 6 problems like that tonight for your assignment. Great job today, and I'll see you tomorrow for Thursday. Bye.